All right, guys, before I get into what we're watching for Wednesday, August 13th, I'm going to start with this. Everybody understands we've got a lot of new faces in chat. This is a video of charts that have very good potential of giving us some trades during the next market session. And I got a couple great examples of the teamwork in chat today. BTAI. So there's the daily. It's really extended. But Sahil called that over 650. Let's go to 5-minute candles and look at that. And he gave the explanation too. That's what I love. So right here, this is the opening candle today. Right here, it topped out at 634. And so he called it over 650, which would have been on right here on this candle. Reason being, we had yesterday's high, and that's what he said. Yesterday's high not far above at 669, right? So it came up and tested 650, and then it went to 808 from there. And I think the risk was only like 25 cents. And then Ramesh did the same thing with Joby, Joby. He typed out that he liked it over the early high. This is the early high, 1743. And he also gave the exact reason. Yesterday's high is right above at 1748. And these are all stocks that, that are in play anyway. So it takes out the highs. Then you got yesterday's high. The day before, the previous day, on a stock that's in play, oftentimes is a catalyst for higher prices, right? So you take out the high and you take out yesterday's high and it's off to the races. And the same thing happened with BTAI. And then on ATNF, just a great post by Billy. The interesting thing about this, and I want you, this doesn't happen very often, so I want everybody to kind of memorize this. This was crazy strong, and then it hadn't halted all day, by the way, because it was kind of a slow, steady climb. And then on this one nasty candle, it halts right there. So it has a downside volatility halt. And I kind of took it off. I didn't take it off I saw it on a chart, but I've seen this happen before. When you have a strong stock that gets the downside volatility halt, in my opinion, what happens is shorts pile in, maybe even as they see the halt coming, right? Thinking the longs are in big trouble. And then if it works its way back up to the highs, which it was 970. Billy's idea was over 970, right? And it went to 1274 from there. In my opinion, again, what happens is shorts get kind of confident, and maybe they even, as it starts to it puts in a lower high and starts to roll back over, they maybe add to their short position. And you got a whole bunch of new shorts now on a stock that everyone's saying, well, this is too high, this is too high. And then you get the high of day break and it's off to the races. So a great post by Billy on the 970 break idea also. Let me go back to the daily charts and start with SPY, and then we'll go right into what we're watching. So SPY pushed into new all-time highs today. Pretty impressive. And I got kind of a long list, so I'm going to rip through it. Stocks I'm watching going into tomorrow. GEVO. Maybe I should go out to the 1 year. All right, so you can see the big pop and a strong close. I was actually watching this in after hours, but it never gave a trade. ASST, kind of quiet, right? But it was a recent high, well, somewhat recent high flyer with this big rip, and then it kind of got into a little base, and then yesterday a little bit of a rip, and today is inside of yesterday's high. So this one might get piled into. If we take out today's high of 431 with yesterday's high just above at 440. So keep a close eye on ASST tomorrow. DDD, nice volume, pretty strong close. Could give us a trade. APLD, kind of have from here, you kind of have a little cup and handle forming. Still feels extended, but I still think it's interesting. I love this chart, FDMT. Big volume, coiling, and starting to curl up. One of my favorites. Okay, NVAX, NVAX. Had a nice big run here and then pulled back for a couple of days and is already curling back up. I'm not positive, but I think there's a lot of shorts in that name too. So let's keep our eyes on that one. I like the strength in it. RMBL, pretty good volume for that thing, right? And I think it topped at the half, also topped at 350. So that one certainly could be in play tomorrow. XENA, what the heck is that supposed to be? ZENA, sorry. Nice volume today. Closed a little bit above its open, but could have a follow-through day tomorrow. AEO is just still coiling, so I got to keep it on watch. LTBR, big rip today. TEM, kind of a little bit more of a quiet one, but I think it had earnings here. Sold off, and now it's back above earnings day. So this one could catch a bid. So let's keep our eyes on that one. HOND, I think... But double check this. I think this basically had the same news that OKLO had. I think it's thrown into that group that the Department of Energy. Let me double check real quick. Yeah, I'm seeing it on Trade Exchange. HOND selected for Department of Energy Office of Nuclear Energy Advanced Reactor Pilot Program, which I think is I think that's what OKLO had the same headline. This one is a much thinner stock, and it topped at the whole number 12, the most recent high, 1224. That makes this one super interesting to me for tomorrow. Where am I? HOND, ADN. Another strong volume rip and a pretty strong close. CGTX in after hours. It's already kind of a strong chart, but in after hours, it went to $1.37. As I'm talking to you, it's trading at $1.29. And so that one's on the gap list if it's still gapping in the morning. And WBTN also on the gap list, trading at $12.95 as I'm talking to you. All right. So that's the list. And we'll add some gappers in the market or in the pre-market tomorrow. All right. Have a great night.